Today, I will be talking about a famous Christian man with the last name of Norris who is strongly associated with Texas and who you probably would not want to mess with. And no, I do not mean Chuck Norris. As cool of a topic as that would be, this video will focus on J. Frank Norris, whose story involves slightly fewer martial arts and slightly more fundamentalism. J. Frank Norris, although a controversial figure, nonetheless was a true fundamentalist who aided in the fight against modernism. After finishing his undergraduate degree at Baylor University and his graduate degree at Southern Baptist Theological Seminary, Norris began his pastoral career in 1903. He first pastored McKinney Avenue Baptist Church in Dallas, during which time the church experienced tremendous growth, according to Barry Hankins. In 1908, as Hankins stated, Norris spent about a year owning and publishing the Baptist Standard before returning to pastoring in 1909, this time at First Baptist Church of Fort Worth. He remained First Baptist pastor until his death in 1952, and for a 15-year time period of 1935 to 1950, he also pastored Temple Baptist Church in Detroit. As impressive as all this was, the controversies would mount on Norris. Even before college, according to Hankins, Norris became permanently influenced by the Haydenites, a controversial group who accused the Baptist General Convention of Texas of fraud and liberalism. During his career, Norris then also faced 3 criminal charges. 2 in 1912 and 1913 were related to arson of his church, but he was cleared of both charges. However, the murder of lumberman D.E. Chips in 1926 became the most infamous moment in Norris's career. According to the New York Times, Norris shot Chips on July 17th, when the latter visited the famous preacher's office to protest Norris's criticism of Fort Worth's mayor H.C. Meacham. Ultimately, Norris was acquitted after a successful self-defense plea, even though when he shot Chips, the man had been unarmed. Although this was less sensational, according to Hankins, Norris could also tend to be dictatorial in his governance of church matters. He would go and basically line out everything that was to be done at the church. This could be considered especially harmful in Baptist churches, such as Norris's, since, according to Erwin W. Lutzer, Baptist churches tend to have congregational governments where the congregation has the authority, not necessarily the pastor. Indeed, according to Hankins, problems did erupt in Norris's churches because of his lack of democratic involvement. Despite these controversies, though, Norris exemplified fundamentalism in several ways, according to Hankins. Norris tried to practice biblical separation and therefore founded the Baptist Bible Union, the World's Christian Fundamentals Association, and Bible Baptist Seminary in order to promote the truth. He also started a weekly newsletter that eventually became known as the Fundamentalist and defended doctrine militantly, according to Hankins. Norris also preached premillennialism, believing that the tribulation would precede Christ's literal 1,000-year reign on earth, as did many other fundamentalists believe that. He also did his best to promote traditional values in America in order to aid the preservation of the Christian faith. So, between the controversy and his beliefs, what importance does J. Frank Norris have to the controversy between fundamentalism and modernism? Perhaps the greatest impact he had was his choice to follow biblical separation. By starting new organizations based on fundamentalist principles, Norris allowed traditional Christian beliefs to continue as other organizations became corrupted by liberal ideas. He also had a newspaper that helped propagate fundamentalist ideas, and he staunchly refused to compromise his beliefs. In these ways, Norris allowed the fundamentalism movement to continue. Ultimately, despite his controversial moments, J. Frank Norris did mean to promote the truth about Christ throughout his career. When he passed away in 1952, the Washington Post stated that Norris strode many a stormy moment, and I think this video definitely shows how stormy his pastoral career was. Although a Christian may want to believe all the great people of church history have been nearly perfect, J. Frank Norris was certainly not so. Nonetheless, he often had reasons for what he did, and he did seek to promote fundamentalism even in the midst of personal controversy.